there, Graham.
What sort of hits are you getting,
At least 10 a night.
10?
Yeah, my mum's getting refreshed 10 times.
I watched 2 episodes. So
Okay, shut up, we're live. Okay. Okay, hi everyone, welcome to Live and Kicking. This is episode 7, I believe. It's been an absolute amazing day. Hi, Budgie. We've got some hecklers, we've got a live audience of 4 up on the balcony. It is crazy. We've had an amazing day of hockey, all the semi-finals today. We'll bring you all the highlights if you haven't seen all the games. But first, let me introduce our very special guests. And when I say special, in all the definitions of special. We've got Rachel Hickey, GB Ladies Elite Captain, and a hanger-on unemployed husband, Alistair, who I wished a happy birthday to. Doesn't look a day over 40. Yeah. We've also got Felipe Diaz, the under-24 women's Colombian coach, and ex-GB Elite Captain, hanger-on, doesn't want to retire, Graham Fletcher, and his beautiful daughter Evelyn. Now, I know you're probably all asking yourselves at home, why is it that Evelyn looks so good, yet her father looks so bad? The reason is Graham is lucky enough to have a very beautiful wife. But on that note, Graham, can you just do me a favour? Can you just, for the people that don't know you, can you just go a bit closer to the camera and just show your face a little? Go up to the camera. No, you got to stand up. Go stand up. Show the people your face a little bit closer to the camera. That'd be great. Okay, there we see Graham. Graham there. For those of you that don't know him, that's the only bit of banter I've got on you tonight, Graham. And because I'm an ethical in my banter, I'll do the same thing. So here's me. There we go. Ethical bit of banter. That's G.
I was expecting Wolverine there.
You were expecting Wolverine? No. That's for Graham, because Graham says I look like Jeeves off of Men in Black, I think, yeah. So there we go. We don't really have time for loads of banter tonight because we've got loads of games to get through. We'll start with some stats, and you can just pass the mic down and answer the question if you think you know the answer. So, question. How many goals has the top scoring nation scored so far? How many goals has the top scoring nation? So obviously think of who you think scored the most goals and then tell me how many goals you think they've scored so far. We'll start with Deadpool.
How many goals do you think they've scored so far? Do you want an answer? I'll go for 150.
150, okay. Make sure this bit's pointing over there because sometimes you can't hear you.
150.
150, well done, great. Rach?
90.
90. Felipe?
I forgot. I checked the website
Oh,
a couple of days and forgot
he's
that.
cheating,
Yeah.
he's cheating, he knows the answer. Come on then.
No, I forgot. Anyway, maybe 400.
400, wow. Old man?
I'm going to go somewhere between these two and say 200.
200. Okay, the answer, Felipe's got it, 387 goals.
Well done.
For the Kiwis. That's 26% of all goals. Over a quarter of all goals have been Kiwi goals.
Who scored the least?
Who scored the least? Don't know, didn't want to embarrass him. Okay, next question. How many goals do you think the top goal scorer has got so far? We'll go the opposite way down the line. We'll start with you, Alistair.
I'm going to go with 60.
60? You think someone's got 60 goals? Okay, interesting. Okay, yeah. Come on.
60. 20.
20,
32.
32,
35.
35. Now this is a tie, I believe, because you said 20 and you said 32. 26 is the answer. Liam Elfanink, well done, of South Africa under-19 men, 26 goals. And I think the next guy down to score the second most is way off, so I don't think he's going to get caught. So well done, Liam.
Nice.
Right, we've got loads to get through tonight. There's a meme which is going to kind of have a bit of a theme for today. This is from New Zealand underwater hockey memes. Evelyn's had enough. Bye, Evelyn. So we'll see the meme. Yeah, she's coming back. Here's the meme. New Zealand underwater hockey memes. And there's a few people that did redeem themselves, and there's one person that didn't. So we'll talk about that throughout today. If I forget, remind me. But before we go any further, yesterday and on Facebook we talked about a skills competition and a tackling competition that we're doing. Loads of people have entered their entries for the skills and a few for the tackles. Don't have so many tackles. The winner of the best skills is going to win a pair of sticks from Hydro Underwater Hockey, and the winner of the best tackle is going to win a glove from Hydro Underwater Hockey. We've seen some of the skills already on the previous shows that I know everyone's been watching. But let's start with some more. And this is on our theme. So the first one is on our theme of out of the subspin and redeeming yourself. So let's have a look at this one. This is Eleanor de Kock from South Africa. Out of the subspin, tackle. This is Errol Adams. 1, 2, 3, and in the goal. That's like Errol, isn't it? All over Errol, that one.
Nice.
Next one, some Argentinian skills, getting out of the... Can't really see it very well there on the screen, but she gets out of... Whoa, right through the middle of the two of them. Very nice. Argentina tackle, and then a little windmill. The buzzer went, so that's not too great. Italian catch from the captain. And then this is a 4-on-1 from New Zealand's Fergus Griffin-George. Look at that. Pretty incredible. And then Argentine determination from number 3 here. You watch how long he stays down. Down, he's down, he's down, he's down, he tackles. There he is there. That one stays down, stays down, stays down, doesn't give up, keeps going. Doesn't give up, doesn't give up, keeps going, doesn't give up, keeps going. Fair play to that guy. This one's a French catch. Pretty nice. And then this is... Yeah, and then this next one is Harry Thompson's dummy from today. We'll see it in full speed. Ooh, look at that. And then we'll see it in slow-mo. And what I like here is the way the South African's body position after he knows he's been done. He just kind of sits on the floor. You watch. Oh dear. Oh dear, he's upside down. Yeah. Well done, Harry Thompson. That's a belter there. So, which one was your favourite, Graham?
Player, isn't he?
I think he is a Southpaw
Southpaw
player.
player.
Oh yeah, he is. Don't hold the bottom of the mic, Graham. How many times do you have to be told?
Yeah, he's
What
a
was your
Southpaw
favourite?
player.
What was your favourite, Graham?
I think it was the lady at the first. The
The
first
first
one.
lady.
The dummy,
The
dummy,
triple dummy, the Errol Adams, yeah.
I
Right.
think the Kiwi guy, he got out of a bit of a mess
4-on-1.
there.
Yeah, he did, didn't
Cool.
he? Felipe, what's your favourite?
Agree with you. The first one.
The
The
third,
lady. The South African lady.
Yeah.
Eleanor.
Eleanor, yeah, yeah. Al?
I agree, it's between those two, but I'll go with the Kiwi guy who gets out of the mess.
Kiwi guy
That
gets
seems-
out of the 4-on-1.
I like
Yeah.
to do that.
Oh, yeah,
I'm
gotta
not
agree
supporting
with
the
the-
wife here,
gotta
by the
agree
way.
with the wife.
you are.
Yeah.
No,
You are, man.
I'd made that decision.
He knows what's good for him. She pays the bills. Alice is unemployed, by the way. So if anyone's got a job going,
Yeah,
he'll
like
take anything.
literally doing. I've been doing some dog walking. It's
Yeah.
been going well. But yeah, I'll do anything really.
Literally anything. Yeah, maybe.
You want to
Okay,
relax.
let's get on to some games. Now, this is where we're just going to get through. We've got loads of hockey to get through. I came down to watch our under-19 women's... You're right there, Evelyn. Do you want to go? Do you want to go see Mummy? Go see Mummy. Okay, you stay. Anyway, thanks for your patience at home. I went to come down to see the under-19 women's semi-final, which was New Zealand GB. I haven't got any clips from it. It was these New Zealand under-19 women are just on another level, really. It was 6-0 at half-time, and at that point, I kind of turned my attention to the other pool, which was the under-24 men's Australia v France game. The semi-final finished 11-0. Well done, New Zealand. But the Australia-France game for 5th and 6th was also really interesting. I turned my attention at half-time where it was 2-2. And then Australia, who, I don't know if you guys knew, you were all at home anyway, 3 of you. Australia didn't start the tournament very well. They didn't look that good, but the last couple of games they've really got better.
She's the show.
Yeah, it's brilliant. Brilliant. So we'll pick it up at 2-2 half-time, and then Australia get a penalty. And I featured this on the show before, but this Australian guy gets down so quickly. Have a look at this. Wrong clip.
Wrong clip?
Wrong clip.
Yeah.
Yeah. We've got the Aussie penalty, please.
It's not a penalty.
Yeah, it should be. Hello. We've got an Aussie penalty. Oh, yeah. Thank you, Lewis. I forgot to do the tackles. Sorry. We had the skills competition. going to do the tackles competition before we talk about the games.
Okay.
Okay, so let's have a look at the tackle competitions. This is to win a glove. Now, where you're looking here is at the top. If we go back to the beginning of that one. Sorry, mate. Go back to the beginning of that and watch at the top of the screen. Nowhere near the puck, those two just crashing into each other and having a bit of a scrap off the puck. Next two are from New Zealand under 19s. Big hit there, I think, and a swim through, and then another New Zealand under 19 men. Big tackle there. So as I said, we don't have so many for tackles. People don't like to show off so much about their tackles as they do their skills, it seems. But there's our three tackles. Anyway, we'll get back to the game that I was talking about, which is the Aussie-France game. And here's that penalty shot. Now look how quick that guy gets down. If we can go back to that. He's on the surface. His body position is amazing. I've featured this on the show before because he did it in another game. But you watch, he's on the puck before the poor French guy knows what's going on. He's there. He's down so quick, and then he's got time to even like set up his flick. And he just, goal all day long. Like set down so quickly. France do equalise, make it 3-3 there, and then they do end up getting the winner, which we'll see here. It's quite small on our screen, so sorry you guys. Well done France, but as I said, Australia kind of grew into this tournament. I thought they were really good. Felipe, did you see that game? I know you guys weren't here, I think. Australia 5v6 game under 24 minutes.
In the same pool.
You were getting ready, yeah. Anyway, yeah, I just thought it was a really good game, and interesting that penalty shot, how that guy gets down so quickly. Any comments, guys? Are you just going to stare at me? No comments, Rachel. Okay, fine.
Sorry.
Anyway, the next semi-final was a belter. This is under 19 men's New Zealand versus Spain. Now, this did not disappoint this game. New Zealand were the hot favourites coming in. They were top seed. Spain actually seeded 5th in the round robin, but won their 4-5. They got 2 early goals, New Zealand. And then the second one, I think, was a penalty. They got an interesting strategy. You'll like this, Graham. Check out this penalty shot. So one guy goes down, second guy goes into the tin, and then he flicks it pretty much to him. They made a bit of a mess of it at the end, but it's an interesting strategy because you've got the 5 seconds, right? So one guy goes up to the tin, and then within that 5 seconds, the guy just goes down, waits for his mate to get in position, takes it, flicks it to him, and the defender can't really get in the way because it's fouled him. Yeah. Interesting one, I thought. They as I said, they went 2-0 up. But what Spain did really well in this game, they really kind of their strategy was good. They shut the Kiwi switch and got their goal to make it 2-1, which we'll see next, which I thought was great. So the Kiwis try and switch kind of on their back line, and then the offside wing, the Spanish offside wing here, nails it, and then his forward's there, and they just get quite an easy goal after that. So that's going to be quite important. I think our boys play the Kiwis in the final tomorrow. I was watching this with Bernie, the coach, and we were talking like, hopefully he's going to get his boys switched on and kind of know what they need to do to disrupt that Kiwi game. It was 2-1 at half time. New Zealand were down to 5, but they still had the pressure on the Spanish. And there was one point where we thought it was going to be a goal. It looked like it was in. So it looked like it was in. But then they gave a penalty shot instead. Kiwis didn't do the same style. They just kind of a bit more straightforward with this one. But they messed it up. Spanish guy saved it. And I think it was number 14 who had a great game. It was a great save from the Spanish. Then the Spanish had some nice skills, which we saw there. And this one's for what were they doing. Now, the Kiwi guy, so bear in mind the score's 2-1. The Kiwi guy finds himself through on goal, pretty much on his own. You watch what he does. Through on goal, launches it way above the tin, but luckily his mate was there to put it in for him. So they were lucky with that one. And then a great solo effort for 3-2 at the end. Now this is out of the sub spin as well. Number 14 there, you watch him, he's got 3 of them down the back wall and just drives it in, the Spanish guy. Yeah, cracking little player. I shook his hand, there he is. Arno Sastra, one for the future. I shook his hand after the game. So well done, Arno. He had a great game. Straight out of the sin bin. Put it in the goal. You are so chatty tonight. Rachel, what you got to say?
No, I think the penalty save was great. To try and save any kind of penalty is difficult, but in 3 metres, particularly good skill to manage to pull that off.
You've saved a
so
few in your time, haven't you, Rach?
one or two.
Yeah, you have. Yeah, Graham, you haven't saved many. No, he tries all the time. He always messes them up. Any comments on that game, Felipe?
Sí, creo que,
You can do it in Spanish.
Go on, you can do it in Spanish. We've got some Spanish viewers.
Yeah.
bueno, claro,
Yeah.
muy, muy contento. I'm so happy for Spain. Porque creo que es un proceso de muchos años atrás. The process is come through from a long time ago.
Mm-hmm.
And the coaches is young coaches, and they bring a very made team. And they work hard all the tournament. And I saw the guys focusing in the quarters and the semi-final and put pressure on New Zealand. And New Zealand is a very good team in the youngs. So I mean, is the performance for Spain is so great.
Yeah.
I hope so. They're gonna be one tomorrow, because
Yeah.
they really have to. They really do a very properly did a properly job today.
Mhm.
So this is the game. You
They
will
had-
win or you will lose.
Yeah, I thought they had the strategy spot on. They played really, really well, and they're hard not to support as well because they're so passionate. Like
Yeah.
all the people on the side, their fans, they were really passionate. So it's hard not to get behind them. So yeah, I hope they win
It's grown
tomorrow.
through
I
the
hope they
week.
get the bronze.
Yeah.
They've grown through the week.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, we're whizzing through these. Evelyn, how you doing? You still with us? Yeah. Do you want to say anything on the mic? No. Okay.
I was
All
going
right.
to say just on
go on,
that,
Graham.
on the Kiwi game. It's obvious when the Kiwis get the opportunity to open the game up, they're almost unstoppable.
Mm.
But you can see now that more than one of the teams that they're playing against, I don't want to spoil the results for later on, but the opposition are looking at how to stop that and how to sort of counteract that. And obviously the other teams are improving, the scores are coming down against the Kiwis.
Yeah. Yeah, it's true. Yeah, because some of the teams here have had double or triple round robin, and you can see almost in every case the games have got closer and closer and closer and closer, no matter who it is really, because they just kind of know how each other play. Moving on, under 24 women's semi-final, New Zealand South Africa. Now this, we don't need the clips just yet. This was a game and a half. What a game! The stands were packed. Great support for both teams. First half wasn't the best, I'll be honest. But it soon hotted up. New Zealand got the first goal, which we can see now. Hello, Evelyn. So here we go. This is the Kiwi first goal. Looks like it's from an advantage puck here.
You see that?
Yeah, it's a bit small on our screen. I hope you're getting this bigger at home. So that was the first goal, and it was 1-0 at half time. And I have to say, it was all South Africa. There's all South African pressure, and New Zealand counter attack. Then, this was the game changer in the second half for me. The Kiwis were attacking the goal, and then this happened. So the Kiwis are pushing on the goal. And then there's a flick here, and it's adjudged to be a dangerous flick, like a headshot. The girl was kind of in the goal, defending the goal, but the Kiwi girl got sent out for 2 minutes. New Zealand then got another sent out later on. They were down to 4. They defended really, really well, but the pressure told, and South Africa got a penalty shot, which we can see now, and it's that number 12 again for the penalty shot. It was a great one. She pretty much just flicked it straight in. We're having some technical issues here, as always. Okay, maybe we're not going to see that penalty shot, but it was straight down the line. Yeah, she didn't hang around, just straight in. So that was 1-1. It was a bit of a nervy finish after that. It did stay 1-1 for a while, but that was full time.
I think towards the end, the Kiwis defended really well. There was a lot of pressure on their goal.
Yep.
And they just stayed calm.
Yeah.
Their rhythm was
Yeah.
nicely saw out to the extra time, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, that pretty much was the story of the game. South Africa had, if you looked at the territory, I think South Africa had it all, and the Kiwis just defended so well, and then they looked dangerous. They looked dangerous on the break.
Really calm under pressure.
Yeah. So I don't know how bad our technical difficulties are, but the next one is the South African goal in first half extra time, followed by another New Zealand penalty shot in the second half of extra time. Let's see if we can get this one up for you. I'm guessing that probably means we can't, so we'll move on. Anyway, it was 2-2 after extra time. South Africa went down to 5 for an illegal sub. but they held on, got back to 6. South Africa looked like they might be coming back into it with some skills, which we might be able to see. I really hope this isn't just ruining my show now.
Come on, Lewis.
Come on, Lewis, you can do it, mate. We believe in you.
No pressure.
We're going to go from the beginning, go whiz through all the clips. Here we go. Okay, Lewis is sorting this one out. Don't know what we're looking at here, but okay. So there's this is the one to make it 2-2. Yeah. So yeah, this is the New Zealand penalty shot to even it up at the end of second half normal extra time. And then, as I said, South Africa went down to 5. There's some good skills from number 12 again here. That's that Eleanor again. And it looked like South Africa were good, but then the Kiwis had this breakaway goal in sudden death. And there you go, that's all she wrote. What a game, though.
I think the
You need the mic, Rach, before you speak. Yeah.
I think the Kiwis had analysed South Africa really well. You could see that they were shutting down every bit of movement that South Africa made. So although they had the numbers and they were trying to swim the lines they'd swum earlier in the week,
Yeah.
the Kiwi numbers were there and they knew exactly where it was going to be and shut it down.
Yeah.
Which is probably quite disheartening for the South Africans, given the effort that they were putting in.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. You've been involved, obviously, last year. You were involved in probably the longest final almost ever, right?
Yeah.
In Quebec. How long was it? Like 50 minutes?
50, I don't know, 50 odd.
50 something
Yeah.
minutes, yeah. So you know all about that.
Yeah, it's long.
Well, from a GB perspective, hopefully, the team that they play next, I won't give anything away, will be tired after that.
Yeah, I mean, you would think so, but one game of hockey in a day, everyone's trained for this.
Yeah.
You play more than that at your club sessions, your training camp, so it shouldn't really make that much of a difference.
Well
Yeah.
said. Well said, Rachel. Any other comments on that game? Graham, did you watch that one? No. Felipe.
Yeah, I really like this competition because it was close. The women tournament is more close.
Mhm.
Anytime. More
Mhm.
hard. The ladies swimming more, good skills, good flicks. It's long time ago. All that happened just in the guys, but now the hockey for ladies is more interesting because everyone have a more different skills and different tactics. And I think South Africa today put very pressure to New Zealand.
Yeah, they did.
Maybe they lost some couple of moments when New Zealand was 4 against 6. If you lost that moment in semi-final, maybe in another point you'd be very dangerous. I mean, South Africa worked hard for being in the final. Maybe tomorrow is going to be a great bronze games. I agree with you. One game is hard, but I mean, when you play like a clubs competition, you play 4 games per day.
Yeah.
So
We had a competition here. Our finals, not this year, but the year before, was organised in such a way that we played more games in a weekend than we did at the entire World Championships in Canada. It's crazy. So you're right. Like they should probably be prepared for it. Yeah, I was going to make another point, but I've forgotten what it was. So there we go.
yeah. No, I mean, it's I think GB and South Africa, they're gonna show for everyone a very, very good perform tomorrow.
Yeah, hope so. And yeah, I think what I was going to say is that women's division was so tight. It was like the top 5 teams were just nothing between them. Yeah. So it's going to be both those games tomorrow are going to be, flip a coin, see who wins. It's going to be that close.
I know that.
Yeah, well, you do. Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
Oh, this is what I know. This is what I was going to say. I have to say, I'm not one to say this often, but I thought the refereeing today was, on the whole, very, very good. They'd obviously been told not to throw so many people out. There weren't so many sendings out in the knockouts as there have been throughout the round robin, I thought. Maybe, Felipe. Maybe.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll move on. Under 24 men's. GB South Africa semi-final. I think we're on to that one now. Yeah, we are. Now, this was a very exciting game. There was lots of drunk Aussies and Canadians in the stands. Obviously, their tournament's over now, so they were having some fun, and they thought they would support South Africa because obviously GB's all there we got the numbers. However, it didn't really turn out that way because all of our players, sorry to say this, Australia and Canada, but they were getting ready for their games because they were in the semi-finals. So all that was left in the stands for GB was like people like me and you guys and parents. So actually they were the more rowdy. So I think actually South Africa had the crowd in this game. It was a cracking game. South Africa had GB under all the pressure for the first 10 minutes. It was all South Africa. And I was like, oh my God, these boys, I know how good our team is. But then on the break, we'll see the first goal. George Life with an incredible flick. He pops up here. It's pretty small on the screen, but you can see it. But he does a nice flick straight into the goal. Beautiful first goal.
I think George learnt that at Southport, didn't he?
He learned that at Southport. Yeah, probably, yeah. There's a second goal from Lyndon Beddoe, also in the first half. It was kind of a poacher's goal. We haven't got a clip for that one. 2-0 half time. Then this is the interesting thing. Now I'm not sure he learned. He must have. Didn't he start at Manchester, George, and then moved over to Southport recently? Yeah. So he was sent out for 2 minutes. This is obviously what he learned in Manchester. Sent out for 2 minutes. On the side. Jumps in, and we're talking about making a difference out of the sin bin, like that meme, right? So he jumps in, one big lung of breath, and I was like, he was almost going to score like that Spanish guy. He was right in the corner, fight. It was down for a long time, but one breath, comes up, out for another 2 minutes. It's hilarious. And he got another 2 minutes later on in the game. So obviously that's a Manchester sin bin kind of
sounds
tactic.
a bit like Budgie or Phil, that one.
Yeah, Budgie. Yeah, he's one of our hecklers who's around. I think he's hiding somewhere. So anyway, George, he got the goal, but he ruined it there. Obviously, they didn't need him because Lyndon popped up with another poacher's goal later on. But he wasn't done. He got a cracking goal here. That you can't really class this as a poacher's goal. This was his for that. This was him for the hat trick here. It was an advantage puck. Not GB's. He goes down here, stays down. His mate gets it to him, and then he's away on the swim. Well done, Lyndon. And again. Here, he does great work here. I think he comes down about now. Lyndon comes down. I think he's out of the subs box.
Yeah, that one is good.
Yeah, there he is. And then he goes, and the South African guy actually fouls him here. Now, Lyndon did well to keep his cool because in prior games he'd kind of start punching the guy, but he kept his cool, put it in, and he was my MVP.
Phenomenal,
Yeah, he's having a cracking tournament. Pretty sure he's top scorer for the under 24s. Al?
No, he did really well. I was impressed with Lyndon. I'm not sure about his haircut, but...
Yeah, it's even worse now. That was a way he's like dyed it now. So if you see Lyndon, yeah, it's a mess. Lyndon, sort it out, mate.
But I would say his poaching goals, as you call them, it's just about... He was down in the right spot.
Yeah.
I saw it, the team's working up, he was waiting, and he was waiting for a long time before it came, wasn't he?
Yeah.
But he wouldn't, he didn't have to put in a huge amount of effort, but he was there. That's hard bit, staying down, waiting. So, all credit to him. I think he got 4 out of 5 goals, right? So
yeah, he did. He got 4 of those goals out of 5.
I think George tried to steal one at the end, but it wasn't actually him.
Yeah, yeah. I didn't show the poachers' goals for 2 reasons. One, I had loads of clips to get, but secondly, I mean, they don't look that great. But you're right. You need the numbers on the bottom. You need someone there to finish it off. Everyone's fighting, right? And he does that really, really well. And he does the breakaways, as we saw. Yeah. So that's amazing for us. GB in the final, under 24 men's. Felipe?
I think the very good job for GB men's was save all the time the pressure from South Africa, and that guy just waiting behind. And when he had space, just swimming and straight head, and then this is a properly moment, because when you have a lot of pressure close to the goal, if someone in the forward is coming behind the pressure and get the puck, you have all the space. You have to swim in, and that is very good for his guy. Never stop or never turn around. Just he was looking for the goal, and then this is a properly forward. Anyway,
he's a textbook forward.
It's 3 or 4 goals was the same.
Yeah, he did very well. Yeah, you need that, don't you? When you're under pressure, you need that release valve. You need that forward.
What you want from your forward.
Yeah, just to take that pressure off. Yeah.
But also to be able to do the drive like that, and he was getting attacked by the South African, and maybe he fouled him.
Yeah, he did.
But he kept that drive. You see the angle that he swam on.
Yeah.
He wasn't pushed to the side. Almost like 90% of swims,
Yeah.
everyone, you know, as
Should
a
we-
back, you do a lot. You channel them to the side. Lyndon just was like, I'm swimming this way.
Should we have a look at that one
Kept
again? Because I think is he
Impressive.
left-handed, Lyndon? He's left-handed, but he used his
came down
right.
from the
He
right,
used
yeah.
his right shoulder really well to stop the guy
Yeah.
catching him. Can we just have a look at that last goal again? Sorry. So yeah, I think he does come out of the subs box. I think. Yeah. So look, you watch him use his right shoulder. The guy's trying to tackle him, but he's just like, it's not a foul.
Yeah, no,
He's carrying on
still
swimming, but he
swimming
just
straight
makes sure
out the
that he
goal.
can't
That was the
get
trick,
there, right?
though. That's the hard
But he
bit.
had his support there.
And it's a big guy, so
Yeah.
you put very strong your body, and
Mhm.
you guys play like this. So you put very strong your body.
Yeah.
And just save the puck and don't
Yeah.
lose the line to
Yeah,
the
it's
goal.
so easy just to get pushed
Yeah.
a bit out, and then you have to come back in the centre.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Well done, Lyndon. No, he bigged you up for at least 2 or 3 minutes there, mate. Right. Next up was the under-19 women's France v Colombia. This one's for you, Felipe. This was the semi-final as well. Now, Colombia went into this pretty hot favourites, I have to say, but the French girls didn't hear that because French went in 2-0 up. I didn't see the first half. I did actually take a lunch break. I was eating at this point. Colombia came back 2-2 half time,
Yeah.
and I picked it up then. I came back in from a lunch. There was an amazing Colombia breakaway goal here to make it 3-2.
Yeah, it was great.
This is great in numbers as well. Fantastic.
She's great.
Yeah. So this was we didn't have the cameras working for the fourth goal, but I got the bit from the surface, so you can see the Colombians coming up there and celebrating. Yeah, you're the inside guy in Colombia, Felipe. So how are they doing? How are they feeling?
Oh, we feel great. Yeah, of course. In 2013, we've been in the final in that category.
Yeah.
So being again is awesome for us.
Mhm.
So that is a very good team. They been very together. But I mean, in the game, in the beginning to the game, French puts the game like a French, or just stay in the wall and don't open. They don't want to open the game. And we like to play in the middle because the middle is more open, and for the skill it's more easy for us. And I think the point is all girls make sure because when you put a lot of pressure in the wall, if you don't stay underwater, sometimes you have a space, and that's it happened with the French. They lost the wall, and we put the game in the middle and start to swimming quickly, and then we have a space to swimming. That lady Valentina is a left. All the good players now is left.
Are they?
I wouldn't say that.
Yeah, you too.
Oh, here he is. He's not very good though. Yeah.
But I mean, yeah, because it's a different skills for everyone.
No,
so.
it definitely is. You have an advantage when you're playing against 90% right-handed people, I think.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And she's incredible. She started swimming in the second line and finished to goal. So for me, it's the best player I saw in my country because in that category, usually everyone is like a same level, but she's very, very, very high. She's from Medellin, yeah, and he's I don't know if we can say that, but in our city there is like a program, institute program for free underwater hockey. And she come from that school, and like 50% of that teams come from that school.
Wow.
It's people come from different area to our city and be in that school. The coaches that school, and he's come to the Worlds, and they've been in the final in 3 years. So this is good for us.
Yeah.
That's kind of programs, yeah.
I don't want the show to last too long, but like how much hockey do you guys get to play, and is it all free or like really cheap?
It's really support from our government.
Okay.
Yeah, we have a very good pool,
Yeah,
So
it's great.
it's similar. They did for this one, 3
Yeah.
meters. It's 2 courts with the lines.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how often do you play? How many times a week?
We play all week, 2
Every
hours
night?
every night,
For 2 hours.
2 hours.
I
One
know.
swimming and one tactic.
Really?
Yeah.
It's incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you play at altitude for extra fitness,
Yeah.
conditioning.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. That's incredible. Okay, we'll move on. We'll whiz through these. Under 19 boys now, GB boys versus South Africa, and I've got to give a shout out to Dietrich, because as soon as this game was over, hi Dietrich, hi Dietrich. As soon as this game was over, he's like, I don't know if you know, but he's been putting together the training program for the under 19 boys, and he's like sent me a voice note. He's like, that's what counts, fitness that counts. You saw those boys at the end, they were fitter, it was all because of fitness. I'm like, yes, well done Dietrich, all credit to you buddy, they were very, very fit, and it did count at the end. Had old Bernie, or Bertie as he's otherwise known to his mother, on the couch last night, and we were talking about how it's not in the GB mentality to score the first goal. We often like to let the opposition score the first goal, or even the first 2 goals maybe, and then we start playing after that. You know, it's a bit more fun, and that's what happened. So GB let South Africa score 2 goals. At that point they scored 1 back, 2-1. Then they let South Africa score another one, 3-1. Then it was half time. Then it was 3-2, so GB came back. Here's the equalising goal, and Toby Curl's got to get a shout out for this one, because he does some incredible work on the left wall here. He doesn't actually finish it off, but he's the guy that makes the goal. You'll see him in a sec. I think he comes out of this, doesn't give up. No, you're not going to tackle me, mate. I've got the puck still. And then a nice flick to the inside, and then can't remember who that is, but he finishes it off. Then this is 4-3. Poor defence from GB. I think they'd lost their striker, so no one rushed the puck. And then a similar thing next happened the other way round, as in no one rushed the GB guy when he took the advantage puck. And then we got the 5-4 GB winner here. And I think if you look at the time on the clock there, GB led this game for exactly 1 minute, but it was the last minute, and then they finished 5-4. Cracking game. We all watched it in the stands. I was a bit worried, I have to say, at 2-0 and at 3-1 when they were losing.
The South Africans, they looked tough.
Yeah.
They had their numbers down, they were strong, they were hitting hard. And to be honest, I was a little bit concerned that the big hits would drop our guys' heads, but they seemed to pick it up a little bit. I think towards the end there was a sub and foul that went on with the South Africans,
That's right.
and they had a few people.
That's right.
I think they had 2 out at once, which probably helped boost the GB guys. Yep. But you have to be disciplined. You have to make sure you don't make those silly mistakes at those times, because that's what cost you. Yeah,
the GB guys did look good. The last 5 or 10 minutes, it was like, oh, they look good now, and maybe that is Dietrich fitness.
Yeah, they look. To be fair, considering some of them are about 16, they look pretty calm. You know, I suppose from both sides, but especially the GB boys, they look pretty calm.
Yeah,
they didn't panic, especially with their free pucks. You know, you rush of blood, someone could have flicked it in their head or something like that. The pucks were, you know, every time we got in front of their tin, we looked like really, really dangerous, and people were in the right position to not let the South Africans bring it out wide, and we scored good goals from that.
Yeah, and Declan actually did a good one where they kind of set up the curtain, and he just swam kind of wide and then popped it back in. Which, they've obviously been practicing. Credit to Bernie. Well done, Bertie, sorry.
Yeah, they were pretty. I mean, they closed the game out pretty well as well at the end. There was maybe 10 or 15 seconds to go, and instead of thinking they're going to take on the world and score, they just kept it compact, kept control of the puck to make sure that if you got possession, then the opposition can't score. And that was it was well drilled. Yeah,
it was good. We'll move on. Under 24 women's now. How many games have we got left to go? 1, 2 more. We're nearly there, guys. So GB France now, under 24 women's. Now I have to say, the French guys were there in full voice. Obviously, again, they're not playing anything tomorrow. They were completely knocked out, the entire French boys. So they obviously had all their effort now just to put into cheering on their girls, which is their only chance of a medal. Sorry, boys. So what was it? 2-1 at half time. 2 French penalties, 2 French penalty shots in the first half, and then GB come back to make it 2-1. I really loved, and this is something for coaches, and we can talk. I'd even use this clip for us in West London even. This is a textbook goal equaliser for the GB girls. It's a great 2-on-1. She makes a swim. She's got her support. You can't really see this too well, but she's got her support player coming over, bounces over, flick. Girl does well there to not stick foul, keeps it. A great layoff here to Emma Pitchforth, I think, who drives it into the goal, flicks, follows up and finishes. There's so much to that you can just use that. And then this is the French one to make it 4-2 and finish off the game. And it was just numbers on the bottom purely for the French. They didn't let the GB girls get out. They just kept rotating, and in the end, it was just all about numbers, and they put it in for 4-2, and the game was over at that point.
I think that's how the French have scored most of their goals during
Yeah.
this comp.
Yeah.
Swimming that 45 back in, and they just tire out the opposition and catch them out on that rotation in the deep pool.
Yeah.
So it's pretty upsetting to concede that way when you know that's what they're going to do.
Yeah.
But I think the French did it well.
Is there an out? I was looking at it.
There's always
Is there an out? Like, is there a real kind of brave across your face of your goal?
Opposite side, the space
You just
there,
have to
isn't
trust.
Yeah.
If you get the break, then you get a
Particularly
faster
in a deep
moving
pool.
line.
In a deep pool, there's always the space.
Because the French were cycling loads in and attacking that corner. I did wonder. I was like, if maybe Alyssa or someone could have just had the bravery.
You've got to have faith, and if it's not your normal game plan, it's hard to change the way you think. Normal defence is to swim to that safety point. The French just capitalised on that well and kept their numbers and their pressure in. It's unfortunate, but it was a nice goal from them. They put it in when it mattered.
Yeah, and our girls are still in good spirit. I saw them at the hotel. They're fully focused on the bronze medal match now.
Yep.
Any other thoughts? We move on.
I think it's a bit hard in a game like that. I think there was it 2 penalties and a penalty goal?
That's right.
I think you always feel like it's a bit, when referees make a decision like that, it's a bit unfair. You want things to flow and the game to play nicely and get these nice goals, and I'm sure the French girls would have wanted the same kind of thing to happen, but you have to take these opportunities, and you need to be that much better than the opposition that a couple of decisions don't swing the game.
It's hard though to be that much better than opposition in a division that's that tight. It was always going to go down to little things like that, wasn't it, really? So yeah, well done to the French team. I thought they played really, really well. But you're right, 2 penalty shots and a penalty goal. It's hard to fight with that, isn't it? Now this is the last one that I'm not sure you guys are all still around, but it was packed with Kiwis in the stands, and also some very loud but a smaller number of Turkish fans. And boy, what a game. It was fast. I was watching it while kind of trying to get in these clips ready. It was really fast, powerful game. 0-0 at the end of the first half. Very tense affair. New Zealand-Turkey, I don't know if I said this. We know how the Turks play, Graham. We also know how the Kiwis play. Turkish, I think, asserted their game first half on the Kiwis. They got a penalty shot, which we'll see here, which was the first goal. So here's the Turkish penalty shot. Pretty standard penalty shot. And then with about 7 minutes to go in the second half, the Kiwis started to turn it on. They started their switching game. You could see them doing those really nice 45s and layoffs, and they really started to stretch the Turks.
I'm not sure the Turks gave them the opportunity up until then, though. I felt like the Turks really closed down the Kiwi switch.
Yeah.
Made the switch. If they did switch, it was just flat, so they weren't gaining any sort of space whatsoever. And big tackle, stopping doing that, and then once the Kiwis couldn't do that, the first game was 5-1?
Yeah, they beat them. New Zealand beat them 5-1.
So that game, I suppose, that gave the Turks plenty of opportunity and plenty of material to look at how the Kiwis were playing at their best, to try and adapt and change their style slightly, just to counteract that. And to me, they seemed to do that pretty well.
Yeah.
In the game, they just didn't give the opportunity. As soon as the Kiwis got that space, they were unlucky a few times where I thought there's maybe 1 or 2 calls where the Kiwis were in the ascendancy and they were going to score, and they got a call against
that was the
them.
thing. At the end of the game, the Kiwis started to get their game going, like I said, and then at the end of the game, it just seemed like every time there was a call, it went to the Turkish, which
you don't know whether that's because
you don't know.
The Kiwis are now pushing,
yeah,
and they're going to maybe just a little niggle,
stretch the rules,
little here and there, because they're chasing the game, not the Turks.
Yeah, but that was it. That was kind of the story of the game. At the end, it was like, oh, Kiwis, here they go. No, illegal stop. Oh, no, stick foul. There's a rumour. I don't want to start rumours, but I will. There's rumours that the Kiwis have put in an appeal. I don't know how successful it was, or what the grounds were. I don't know. How that would work though, if they were successful, they can't replay the game, surely.
Play the game tomorrow morning.
Play it tomorrow morning. What, and then whoever wins play the final in the evening?
I think they normally make the decision pretty quickly.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I saw Tommy Pye and old Mert Errol, the Turkish captain, having a picture with the trophy before you guys came down. So it looks pretty nailed on that it's going to be GB Turkey in the final. Any other comments on that game? Did you watch it? Anyone?
So that was great game, very fast and very strong. So everyone know Turkey is a very powerful, physical
Yeah.
team. And I think New Zealand lost a couple of moments in the end to the game. So this is happening in the semi-final. You have moments to make a goal and you're nervous, or maybe I don't know, the anxiety. Yeah, so you lost your moment and you make a foul. So that's happening on any players. Now I think for me, Turkey is very focused team. So they straight ahead in your plan and still play the same. And New Zealand tried to be in the plan, but they lost moments, and Turkey just straight ahead in the plan. So I mean, semi-final is like this. So it's another game. So the round robin, everyone know, but the semi-final, quarter-final, it's a different games.
Yeah. Yeah.
Was it five of the Turkish guys have just come from the Europeans?
No,
I think
only two. I think only
Right,
two.
is it? Okay.
Yeah, the captain and I think another guy. Yeah.
I gotta say though, that game, like the intensity, it looked like I was watching an elite game. Like the numbers on the bottom, the speed, the intensity. Like a lot of the other games, you see a lot of people, they're pulling off, windmills and things in the pool. In that game, there was no space for that. Like everyone was down, everyone was working hard. Both teams, were really. I mean, it's obviously a really close scoreline. Could have probably gone either way, but I think the Turks just sort of held the line. Like the Kiwis were trying stuff, but you could see that the Turkish positioning was really good. They were sitting quite wide, so every time the Kiwis tried to cut it, there was a guy sitting out there on the wing, and they just were swimming straight into him, and he just hit them.
Yeah.
And then the Turks would take control again. And then even at the end, like the Turks, they were confident, and they almost had like almost 5 layers of defence by the end. Like the Kiwis had a lot of people to get through.
I think the first goal was always going to be important, right? Whoever gets the first goal, the Turks had the advantage because they could just defend. It's much easier to defend a goal than it is to score a goal. Yeah. And I think what Graham said, like the flat switch against the Turks, like the switch along the midline, they're in your face. It's hard to get out to that guy and have him any kind of space at all. That's it. Huh?
Yeah, one penalty.
And there was another penalty shot. Okay, we'll have a very quick look before we finish at all the final, the scores of the semis and so this is under 19 men's is first. I thought I had women's first, but hey ho. Under 19 women's, there you go. So New Zealand versus Colombia is the final, and the bronze is GB France. So I think on the sofa here we're cheering Colombia and GB.
I think so.
Both games, I think so. Under 19 men's, let's have a look. So New Zealand GB final, that'll be a belter, and then Spain South Africa, also a great one.
Yep.
Yeah. Both. Yeah. Going to be good. Under 24 women's, another tight games here. New Zealand France final, South Africa GB bronze. Again, you pick there who's going to win. It's going to be really tough, that one. And then finally to finish off the under 24 men's, which we just talked about. So it's going to be a GB Turkey final and a New Zealand South Africa bronze medal game. Yeah, so there we go, guys. I'm sure you're all going to be watching those tomorrow. There's going to be no show tomorrow because I'm going to relax and I'm going to enjoy the games, and nobody's going to watch it, are they, after the finals? Who's going to want to see me sitting here chatting rubbish? So yeah, that was your last show. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it's not just my mum watching. Hi, Mum. Yeah. Thank you for joining me, guys. It's been a pleasure.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah. That's it.
Muchas gracias.
Muchas gracias, Felipe.
Anytime, Oliver.
Thank you, Rach. You did well. You speaking loads.
Matthew.
Thank you, Graham. I love you.
Love you too,
Love
mate.
you. Bye. Bye, everyone.